welcome to my channel. It's Maxie Love. I'm looking at mess under eyes, watering everything, but I'm doing a hygiene video, hence why I'm holding a bar soap. So this is the Dove Sensitive. It's like better than the white bar, and I use this for my vagina, for my top, my labia, my butt, my inner thighs. No vaginal wash, just Dove soap. Then I go from Dove soap. I leave this on my skin. I set it up. I leave this on my skin. I set it up, like make, suds. And I wash it off maybe 3 times. By the 3rd time, I'm leaving it on my skin and I'm throwing on my exfoliating gloves. And I have 2, but it's really supposed to be 1. I got these from Dollar Store. I like the rougher ones. They just work better. When I throw those on, I use bar soap. Now sometimes I use the bar soap all over my body, but I know you're not really supposed to use bar soap all over your body. Yes, it gets you clean. It gets you too clean. It actually strips the oil. So if you have like dry body skin, I wouldn't suggest like using bar soap all over your body. I use this bar soap mainly because it's so stripping. The plain Dow antibacterial is so stripping that, did you know, like, this removes deodorant like a dream. Like, you can actually scrub with the exfoliating glove and get all your deodorant off. So that's what I do. I don't use a loofah because it does not get my deodorant off, because I can't go on deodorant because I'm plus size, I have big arms. It goes back and forth. Like, that's why. So, and sometimes before, like, I really rinse these out, I might use these between my thighs with the Dove soap and then move on to that step, but neither here or there. So while I have these on, I move on to my body wash. My body washes change with what's on sale and what brand I'm feeling and what scent I'm feeling and whatever is out at that moment. So currently I'm using this, but I am in love with this scent. And yes, this smells like, I guess, lavender and birch water. Like, I didn't know that would smell so good together. But this doesn't really smell the best right here, the soft soap. It actually doesn't even smell like cocoa, but it doesn't smell like, oh my god, I need to have this. But it's exfoliating and it's soft soap, and it came in a pack with my favorite scent, which I would have shown, but it doesn't matter because, like I said, body washes change. What I would really suggest for scent, this, and this just has exfoliating in it. So body washes really don't matter. It's up to you. And I use these, and I just wash my body. I wash the skin on top of my butt. I wash like under my butt cheeks. I wash, especially the back of my knees. Back of my knees, neck, all that. I'm washing with body wash. Under my arms too. Under my boobs, everything. So after that, I normally move on with the loofah. I have a new one, but I prefer like old, like hard ones. And I do the same thing. I take the gloves off, do the same thing. Then I'm usually washing the soap that I put on my vagina, the Dove, off, and repeating that step. And then I get out the shower. So when I get out the shower, I normally, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm going to bed, I'm doing Nivea cream. The thick Nivea cream, right? In the glass. I'm doing that. Or I'm doing like pump lotion, regular lotion. If I'm going to have sex, then I'm probably using, I have like the real one, I have the Walmart one, and I have this Family Dollar one. But to me, the Family Dollar one smells better. It's like cocoa butter gel. It's the cocoa. It smells really good. I guess these two together, cocoa butter, baby oil, that's also good if you have that. Or just plain cocoa butter with Palmer's, that works too. Yeah, so I do that and I move on to deodorant. I use this under my arms, but to me it fades. So I probably wouldn't suggest this. I was using this when I was working out because to me it was easy like to reapply and stuff like that. But this is supposed to be a natural deodorant. So I use it under my fupa and I use it like between my legs for like chafing, or you know, if I'm gonna wear jeans and I know I'm gonna sweat, I'm using this, and it smells good. And it's not like harsh, it doesn't like stain or it's just really like a layer you put on in about time, like about an hour. It's probably faded. It's just really for a scent. So I'll move on to face products. I've used this because I have dry patches on my face. This actually changed my life like so much. Like dry wear, like I'm not one to break out. So back in high school I would use a whole bunch of salicylic acid, like acne prone stuff, to like stop acne, and it really tore up my skin. And me going to school for aesthetics, I kind of learned more like you don't do stuff like that, and using too much salicylic acid and trying to switch like which acids work best with your skin. This has hyaluronic acid in it. This is bomb. This whole line is kind of expensive at the drugstore, but it's not that expensive. So this was like $8 at Walmart. And then I moved on to astringent. I just got back on this bandwagon because I see my cousin using it, like a astringent, and I was just like, okay, she doesn't really have acne. So I remember like, it used to get my skin really clean. I have the sensitive skin one because I don't really have sensitive skin, but I just know like this type of like alcohol based stuff can kind of tear up your skin. So, and another alternative for that is witch hazel. And I'm moving on to my whole tips because that's pretty much what everybody wanted to hear. Okay, so tip number 1, if you're gonna have sex, make sure you wash your neck. But if you want somebody to like kiss on your neck and you're expecting that to happen, I think you should not spray perfume on like the high point of your neck. Somebody said something like the back of your ears, that's fine, but 9 out of 10 is gonna kind of drip down. My hair looks a mess, Lord. But don't spray it like right here, like where you would be kissing. Like what I do, spray it on the back. Spray it on the back of your neck, or spray it on your hand and then wipe it on the back of your neck, so you get that scent on your neck without him tasting a mouthful of alcohol or like you're trying too much. You know what I'm saying? Tip number 2, only use Dove soap. I mean, I've never had anything happen from it. Some people say don't use soap. Some days I don't use soap. I just wash like my pubic hair with it and wash my butt with it, and I don't actually wash my labia and all that stuff with it. So, you know, each his own. But tip number 2 is just use Dove soap. Like, drop all that other stuff. Go to the doctor, figure out why do you need to use Vagisil and Summer's Eve and all that other stuff, and just switch your soaps. Number 2, you don't. I meant number 3. Number 3, I would not say you want to use socks being a female, because it's kind of like weird, like having socks on where you're having sex or doing your whole stuff. So I would suggest Nivea cream on your feet at night. Put Nivea cream on your feet at night. If you want to wear socks during sex, maybe you should stop doing that. Get a pedicure and put socks on at night for 3 hours. Take them off before you go to sleep, and your feet will be soft. You don't have to wear socks. Okay, this is a makeup tip, hoe tip. So this one is basically like wearing like a long setting spray if you're gonna like do a full face of makeup before you have sex. Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, or the Hard Candy long, they have like an all day spray too. Yeah, Hard Candy has like an all day long wearing spray that you can get. It's like $6, or you can get the Urban Decay one. Other brands, they have setting sprays, but it's not really like long wearing setting sprays, because you want to kind of like go through sweat and kind of like, you don't want to leave makeup on his pillow basically, or your pillow, or leave it on his shirt or anything. Like, just wear a long wearing setting spray and stop just using this like a putting no setting spray on at all, or just not doing one that's like high, like says it's going to be long wearing. It's not going to be, it's like going to be smudge proof basically. You want to get a setting spray that's smudge proof. Okay, my last tip is using witch hazel on a cotton round or cotton ball. Cotton round easier, but after you shave. I would not suggest this if you're jumping right into sex, because it kind of makes you smell like bacon. And I would not suggest this, putting this on the labia itself, just like the outer pubic bone, stuff like that. And I guess what I said before in the video, this is plus size like thing. Like, you can actually put this on right before you have sex. Put this on the back of your knee, you can put this between your legs, you can put this in the crack of your butt. Like, this stuff is really good, and since it doesn't have like all those like harsh chemicals that can cause cancer that people who don't wear deodorant worry about. So those are my tips, and that's my hygiene routine. So please subscribe down below and come back for more fun videos with Maxilla.